Okay, here I'm going to talk about how to use asyncTask. This is the user interface for this project. I'm using constraint layout, and inside this constraint layout I have a progress bar, and I also have a button. So when we use constraint layout, we have to set the constraints, and well, when we use constraints, it's kind of a way to keep track of our widget in the screen. That way we can move our widget. For example, here the left margin for the progress bar is 8, and the left margin for the progress bar, the right margin for the progress bar is also 8, and we can move this, we can change this margin like with this. Let's set 32 for the right margin. You can see that this number gets updated. Let's change it to 28, and the top margin is 128. Now let's check the button. We also have constraints for this button. For the right and left, we have margin of 8, but for the top margin, that is for the top constraint, is making a reference to this progress bar, and the margin is 80. So this is how the code looks like. And well, we have to give an ID to this button, and we also have to set an on-click property. In this case is click me, so that we are able to start the progress bar and also to start the asyncTask. And here the ID for the progress bar is progress bar, and we are setting the visibility for this progress bar to invisible. Okay, so now let's go back to the main activity. First thing that we have to do is to find our progress bar. So we are declaring an object of type progress bar, and then we are finding our progress bar inside this activity main. And well, then now we have to extend asyncTask, and we are calling this class counterTask. And then we have some parameters here. These parameters are for each of these methods. For example, the first one is for the do in background. The second parameter is for the on progress update, and the last parameter is for on post execute method. So before doing the task, we're going to set the visibility of the progress bar to visible. So this is the method for before doing the task. And then we need to declare this variable named counter. And here, this is the task that we're gonna do in the background. Well, the idea is that this code is going to happen as long as the counter be less than 4. And well, we're going to stop the thread for 1 second every time the counter be less than 4. And after sleeping the thread for 1 second, we're going to add 1 to the counter, and then we're going to publish the value of the counter using this publish progress. Whenever we use this method, we're passing this value to this onProgressUpdate using this values parameter. And this is how we access the value in this values parameter. In this case is the type int. And well, we are using a log to show the user what the counter is, what the progress is. When the counter is equal to 4, we're going to call this onPostExecute method. And when this onPostExecute method is called, we're going to set the visibility of the progress bar to invisible. Okay, so this is how we design our counter task. And then we have to start the counter task. That's why we have this clickMe method. This clickMe method is making a reference to this onClick property of this method, of this button. So whenever we click the button, it's going to start the counter task. So let's run the program. This is the program, and let me show you the logcat. Okay, so here we are going to see how the counter is, what the counter is. Let me press the button. You can see that here we have the progress bar, and here the counter is displaying the count. So this is how we use asyncTask with progress bar.